Hello, this is Vile, and I'll be playing Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. What brings me to Donkey Kong Country, you ask? Well, recently I've been watching the Donkey Kong Country TV series. Ew. As far as Nintendo goes with shows, the Donkey Kong TV show was actually pretty decent. They had a pretty good CG animator, and King K. Rool was actually pretty funny, and actually had some pretty good plot points. Now, I did get a few laughs out of the show, and well, and also you can't treat the characters in the show as you in the game, except for these guys, of course. They have whole armies of these guys in the Donkey Kong Country TV show. But as far as two characters like this guy here, they only use one of him as a character for the show. Whoa. The Donkey Kong Country TV show is better than the Super Mario Bros. Super show. Whoa. But you won't see them do. You won't see those beaver guys in the show either. There's a lot of things in this game you won't actually see in the show. But other than that, it's still pretty funny. As far as it's probably the closest show Nintendo ever got to doing something like the Sonic the Hedgehog series, but the Sonic the Hedgehog series is a lot better. I mean, obviously. And unfortunately, the sequels to this game, you don't actually get to play as Donkey Kong in the sequels to Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. Hooah! Ouch. Oh, that was terrible. My mind was elsewhere. I was trying to think of something interesting to talk about, but I pretty much already talked about all the interesting thing about Donkey Kong Country. Oh yeah, now I remember. King K. Rool, according to the back of the box of the new Donkey Kong Country, might not even be in it as a character anymore. Well, I never played Donkey Konga, and I don't know if he's a character that reoccurs anymore, or they just trashed him and he's no longer a character in the Donkey Kong Country series. I'm guessing that they trashed the character, even though I thought he was a pretty cool villain. I mean, he gave Bowser a huge run for his money. At the end of this game, King K. Rool does something very surprising for a Nintendo boss. I mean, Donkey Kong Country is a fun game, but it's very difficult at times, and takes a lot of retries to get it right. And also, I think it's funny in the Donkey Kong Country game, there's apes that take Donkey Kong's job of throwing barrels for a level, and Donkey Kong ends up, on the other side of being barrel throwed. I thought that was funny. I should have went back to the first place and had Diddy Kong see the room where the bananas were taken, because he does something funny. He throws his hat down and starts stomping on it. Well, that's hilarious. If you're wondering what my favorite banana song is, it's not Peanut Butter Jelly Time, and it's not I'm a Banana. No. My favorite banana song is, of course, Banana Phone. That's my favorite banana song. Now, in this game, Cranky said he beat this game in 2 hours. Or less. My ass he did. What the fuck? There's no way you could do that shit. That is impossible. Impossible with the learning curve of this game. Oh boy. Either the Nintendo staff are lying assholes, or they're hugely obsessive gamers. But I don't understand. You'd have to be like a master of Super Mario The Lost Levels to do that stuff. I mean, really. Or at least Super Mario World masters, anyway. Oh yeah, another thing is that I did not like when Donkey Kong was a character in that Wii Sports boxing game or whatever it was, where you can defeat him. That was not cool. That is just that is just wrong. I mean, really, Donkey Kong's no wuss. God damn, what the fuck? All right, you can tell I've been here before. As I said, I didn't get everything. I will admit. Oh, come on, stop rolling and get through the freaking crevice, Donkey Kong. I have never used Donkey Kong's move, you know, his slam move. Yeah, that one. I have never found any use for that in this game. If there is uses for that in this game, well, I haven't found any. But you guys probably found some sort of use out of that. Don't know what, though. And, secret entrance. Woo! Look at all these bananas. Bananas, bananas, bananas. And, of course, the Donkey Kong TV show, a lot of the jokes are on bananas. You'd think you get sick of bananas after a while. I know Donkey Kong's voice actor and isn't very cool, per se, and the songs aren't always good. I know the show has a lot of weaknesses, but other than that, it still tops off as watchable and could be interesting, because sometimes the villains in the show actually get to hang around with the heroes, which I think is funny. You know how when you have toys and you have heroes and villains, sometimes that's what people do sometimes, to obviously have both of them hanging out together. I mean, it makes sense, which was very Nintendo-y, because in Super Mario RPG, Bowser gets to hang around Mario all he wants, which is, and oh yeah, don't forget about Super Paper Mario. I did get a strategy guide for Super Paper Mario, but I don't actually have Super Paper Mario. It's unfortunate. It's also unfortunate that Super Paper Mario, why did they choose to say, I don't know, go platformer? I preferred the RPG style from the last Paper Mario game, The 1,000-Year Door. That was, you know, the style I liked. But they got rid of that. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad Bowser's on the team and you can play on him as him again. But sometimes you just gotta think to yourself, why? Nintendo, why? Nintendo's not thinking very well if their plots. They're just not. Oh, gotta get that swordfish. Oh. But this game gets a lot harder later. I still haven't beaten all the Donkey Kong Country games. Donkey Kong Country, Diddy Kong's Quest, I got stuck. I don't have enough boss coins to get through it. So yeah. Oh. Alright, now, what was I going to say? Well, Diddy Kong on the show, his voice actor's okay. It makes sense for a character like him. But Donkey Kong, his voice actor should have been less silly, per se. I hate that on YouTube, there's some of the shows are like part of a kids show recording network, and the little kids that are standing by that big TV on Donkey Kong show aren't even looking at the TV after the episode's over, and I think to myself, what? Why you know? That was one of them. That was actually a pretty cool episode, and I especially like the episode when King Cruel they was having a vote to see who should be the guardian of the coconut crystal, and King K. Rool got to interact with the other characters. No, that's one of my favorite episodes so far. Oh, shit. Oh, there goes Donkey Kong. Oh, I don't want to die here. Truth is, guys, I try to show off in my videos some of my player skills, even if they are phony. Like, for example, if I was going to play one of the hard levels right now, I would die like a ridiculous amount of times. I'm not kidding. I just be show-offy for you guys, so I get practice in beforehand before I try any levels out. And that's the truth. Not as good as you might think I am. Alright, time to get Donkey Kong again. Hooah! And a cool feature, I was playing Dixie Kong's Double Trouble, and well, I'm stuck on the part of the game where you had to dodge lightning. And I thought that an interesting fact about Dixie Kong's Double Trouble was the robot boss they had you fight. That was actually a pretty intense boss fight, if you ask me. I did not see a robot boss coming in this type of game. Because let's face it, unexpected. But I am glad on the Donkey Kong TV show that they fixed Funky Kong and he wasn't pink anymore. I'm glad they did that. Glad Funky Kong wasn't pink on the TV show. They made him more of like a surfer dude. I mean, he still drives a plane and stuff like that. And he still has, well, just generic characteristics, as you can imagine. But I guess they decided not to make him a mechanic, since his name was Funky and he had funky sunglasses. Take that. Okay, Donkey Kong, it's your turn. The Crusher can only be taken care of by Donkey Kong, by the way, in this game. You can't use Diddy Kong on the Crusher. Now, I'm not exactly sure of both characters' strengths and weaknesses in this game. I'm not exactly sure, but I do know Donkey Kong can take care of the bigger enemies better. I don't know if Diddy Kong's faster or can jump higher. I hate these hornets. These hornets are a pain sometimes. Now, of course, like my previous videos, I usually just play to the first boss. So that's what I'm going to do here. Whoa! I don't even know why they're trying to stash bananas like money. Because bananas, don't they rot over time? Oh, no, missed my G. G, thanks. Whee! I might take on 2 bosses just for you guys. Just because this video is probably going to be short. No giant beaver is going to stop Donkey Kong. This guy is the easiest boss in the game. Hooah! Ah! Alright. I want to see a battle Wario versus Donkey Kong. That would be a pretty